Well, police have confirmed that they've arrested the man who yesterday told the Commission of Inquiry into the Usindiso building fire that he started the blaze because he wanted to conceal the fact he had killed someone by strangling them to death. It was incredibly dramatic testimony yesterday. The 29-year-old explained how he had been working for a drugs dealer in the building. He was asked to assault someone who was being kept in a room. When he removed a sack from the man's face, he realized the person was someone from his own village. So he killed him and then poured petrol over the area to try and hide the murder. The man says he was high on crystal meth at the time. Now he wants God to punish him for what he's done. Siyabonga Mahlangu is the General Secretary of the Inner City Federation, NGO working in the Joburg CBD. Siyabonga, good afternoon to you. It's an incredible story that the Commission of Inquiry heard yesterday, and it's a story with so many different feelings to it. Are there situations like this in buildings in the Joburg CBD where drugs dealers are using violence, where literally people are being killed in these hijacked buildings?
Since I've been working with this particular group of people, there's no such incident that took place, and it was my first time to hear such incidents. Most of the cases, we make sure in these buildings there is no drugs that are going through in and out. That's why we put in the committee members that will look after the process and then look after the building and make sure that everything goes according.
So you were quite surprised to hear this yesterday?
Definitely, because I remember the one that people are trying to sell the drugs in. We sent people to John Foster police station. They were not assisted. They came back to us. We sent them back to provincial police station. It's whereby they were assisted. So in most places, people, they don't want any crime that take place where they reside.
Do people actively work against crime then? They try and stop drugs from coming into their buildings. I mean, in many cases, people are living in their buildings, these buildings with their families, so they would want to keep crime out.
Yes, they always do. If ever there is a crime, they will report, and they make sure that if ever they have to do some actions by themselves, they do so, but of which it's something that we don't tolerate. But whenever we're being called, we'll come like we will be told that they did something like this, and then we'll tell them that this is against the law. They just call the police, they will take over the situation.
Do police really do that in these buildings? I mean, do police actually act on acts of crime in these buildings?
Yes, but not in most cases, especially the police that are active in such matters are provincial police. These surrounding police stations, they do nothing. When you report there is a crime or you see something happening in such building, they do nothing. But the people that we know that they will act strongly as a provincial police.
Why do you think that is? Why do the provincial police act and the local police do nothing?
I can say this. It's because maybe they are getting bribery, because even during the day when there's no incident that is being reported, you'll find the van parked in front of such building. One policeman will be inside the property, one will be inside the van, of which there's something, you'll see that there's something that is going on there.
What would it take to change this? I mean, obviously people living in these buildings, yes, it's a hijacked building, but they want to be safe. To try and stop crime there, do we need a bigger sort of police contingent? Do people try and hide themselves, try and protect themselves? Do they try and actually organize themselves so that they're looked after?
Yes, that can also help, but the main thing that needs to be considered is that the reaction of the police when they are being called by the residents whenever there is a crime in that particular place. How do the police respond? Sometimes we'll stop the van on the road and say there is a crime that is happening here. They will tell you that you should go to the police station and report that while the crime is happening immediately, of which I think the Minister of Police has to work hard to strengthen or equip the policemen that protects the communities.
There are many other things to this, and we've seen the mayor in Joburg, Kabelo Gwamanda, suggesting that actually they're winning rulings, removing people from hijacked buildings, so they're winning eviction orders, essentially. Is that going to work? I mean, is that the right way to manage the situation in the Joburg CBD?
It's not the right way, and unfortunately, they are not winning the eviction application. They are not acting accordingly. Instead, they are being forced by the court to accommodate those who can't accommodate themselves by giving them temporary emergency accommodation. If ever they want to make sure that each and every person that lives within Johannesburg is safer, they should comply with so many orders that they were given. I think I was even at school during that time. Those people that still residing in those buildings, that they are claiming that they are not safer. But there is some orders that say city should provide an alternative accommodation. But those orders, they are not being complied with.
So then, I mean, we keep being told that progress is being made. There is nothing changing in these buildings. Could the kind of fire we saw in Usindiso happen again?
No, there is no improvement that was brought in by the COJ, rather, City of Johannesburg. The residents have been going there requesting that they should be properly connected to basic services such as like water, electricity. But the city made it clear that they can't negotiate with the residents. They want to negotiate with the owners of the property, of which it's against the law because in their own bylaws they said they will say this where there is communities. Now they are failing to do so. There's so many case laws that says the city should provide basic services where there are communities, but none of that are happening.
Siyabonga Mahlangu, thank you. General Secretary of the Inner City Federation in Joburg. Do appreciate the time.